Okay, well, this is your Spongle. Jesus Christ. Well, I felt inspired to talk about the trips I had. The first time I ever did anything psychedelic, I was on the legislative grounds on 420, and so it's like falling one dimension into another from like a flip book or whatever, from the top right down to the bottom left or whatever, falling into one dimension. And the second time I did it, my friend filmed me, and I go, "Oh, this again," and then I started doing this crazy stuff. But I was talking about this other trip. The first time, it was on mushrooms and ecstasy, and I remember this pinball reality, and I remember seeing cells that worked like super complex machinery that like they flew around like basically like birds that basically knew where they were without communicating or whatever, like the way birds fly. And so the one trip where I really went far on mushrooms, on just mushrooms, I think they're gold caps, but I remember the outlines of things were faces, and then I remember like seeing suburbs of faces, crude faces that lit up when they talked, and they're talking about me, or they lit up when they talked about me, like I joined a club. It was like a technology of consciousness, an alien technology of consciousness, people are saying it has a higher template layer of reality. But then the next thing I remember is holograms of aliens with like a tail and a weird long head, and they're pink, and I could like see inside their bodies. This was before I knew about Alien vs. Predator. It's like, almost like this is probably 10 years ago by now. But yeah, I haven't gone that far. Like, salvia is really easy to go out of body on. That was probably the last thing I did, but I tried to do DMT and I couldn't go out of body because it's too freaky, man. Like, it was incorporating everything I've done in my whole life, and I was like, like, you feel like everything floods into your awareness. Like, they're talking about acid, and I felt like on acid I could manifest better. I could like almost control people with my mind, or like communicate better or whatever. That people would pay attention to me more. But so yeah, and with the DMT, it was like everything's flooding into my awareness, whether I liked it or not. You feel like your ego's dissolving or whatever. You feel like you're gonna die. You have to be ready for death to basically break through or whatever. This is Spongo, by the way. But yeah, so this happened such a long time, and I feel kind of depressed that I have these shrooms in my bedroom. I take a little bit here and there, but last decent trip I had was the face suckers. I made a video about that sort of thing. But yeah, I had these experiences a long time ago, basically in high school. But yeah, pretty crazy ones. Like that one mushroom one you think about for years after, and you're still trying to almost find answers. Like, it's like a reset on your, because after you experience like that, you know nothing. I felt like if I could record that, everything would change overnight. Like the world would change if I could have recorded that. And basically after that, you know nothing. Like, that's how it's like a reset. Like, it's like forget everything you ever thought you knew. But yeah.